The railroad has been essential to the development and identity of the United States, serving as a crucial means of transportation and a symbol of progress. Its historical significance is evident in the westward expansion of the 19th century, particularly with the completion of the Transcontinental Railroad in 1869, which connected the nation and facilitated the movement of goods and people. This not only boosted economic growth but also fostered cultural exchange, creating a shared American experience. In modern times, the railroad remains vital to the nation's infrastructure. Freight trains transport over 1.7 billion tons of goods annually, providing an efficient and environmentally friendly alternative to road transport. This helps reduce traffic congestion and lower greenhouse gas emissions, aligning with the growing focus on sustainability. Passenger rail services, such as Amtrak, further emphasize the railroad's importance by offering affordable travel options that connect urban and rural communities. This accessibility promotes social equity and allows diverse individuals to engage with different regions of the country. Moreover, the railroad industry supports millions of jobs and drives advancements in technology and engineering. As a critical asset in addressing contemporary transportation challenges, the railroad embodies the spirit of innovation and unity that defines the American experience. Its significance resonates in the lives of all Americans, linking them to their past and shaping their future.
Hey Dave, you're live on the Great Liberty Net, so good to have you with us once again. So,
yeah, how you doing tonight?
Oh, doing okay, and I'll tell you what, Fostoria was a nightmare.
I bet.
I couldn't get the only decent shot I got in there is when it crossed the diamond, so, where the C&O crosses over the Norfolk, though. I did get a good side shot from it, though. Trying to get anything head on, though, is impossible, and it was, I don't know. It was just a madhouse, I guess. So, anyway, I did get a shot of it, and I'm going to get out there Monday, though, follow the Lorain-Cleveland line and try to get it that way on Monday morning, so. After the day at Fostoria, I felt like stopping at Tiffin, though, and then checking in at the Tiffin Nut House. Anyway, good to have you. I did briefly look over some of the material, though. One that got me with the merger of Union Pacific, known as Union Pathetic, in Norfolk, so... That one caught the eye immediately, so go ahead. What you got for me tonight?
Yeah, I guess before I get into some of the stories, I think I'm going to try to go see the big boy on Monday. I'm hoping to get to a spot where I can watch CSX between Cleveland and Conneaut, where they parallel NS there. Mm-hmm. I've got a spot in mind that is not a typical rail fan spot. It's a restaurant, but I'm sure it might be packed there too. I'm just trying to find a spot where I can watch some CSX because obviously we know that Norfolk Southern probably isn't going to be running really any trains with the big boy out there on their line. So I'm going to try to see it, but I've heard the same stories about just almost hazardous conditions of rail fans, being around this steam engine and almost putting other people in danger and the operation itself in danger. I don't know if you heard the story, too, about the guy that was trying to climb on the engine that fell and hurt his back. That was, last week or 10 days ago out in maybe Omaha or somewhere out in the Midwest. And it's, remember, at the end of the day, it's a steam engine. It's awesome to see, but it's just a train. And just enjoy it because if don't ruin it for everybody, with this thing running to the East Coast.
Okay, wow. Excellent, though. I was reading a comment, and I ain't gonna say it right now. I'll say it later, though. But apparently, somebody don't like the Pledge of Allegiance. That's ridiculous. I did that before I just got you on here. There was a comment about it, though. And if you don't like the Pledge of Allegiance, all I can say is don't be in this country.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Hey, move on and do something else. But yeah, I guess I did see the article about the UP-NS merger. I guess the STB has accepted that, and who knows what's going to happen with that. I hope that that cooler heads prevail and they understand that. Hey, if this could really have long-term damage on the rail industry, I think there's enough problems as it is with these Class 1s and, issues everywhere, going on with, everything that's going on, with the shortages of crews and the precision scheduling nonsense. And, to really push this merger through, I think could be just a disastrous result, where I think there's going to be meltdowns and problems that we saw with the Conrail breakup. We saw when Union Pacific took over Southern Pacific and the Chicago Northwestern. So, look, be careful what you wish for, Jim Venna. I know you're trying hard to make this work, but I certainly hope it doesn't happen.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Oh, God. So, I don't know what else to say. Honestly, this past week I've had a lot of phone issues, though, and I never got to look at everything that you sent me because I wasn't receiving them. I don't know. Yeah. I went and upgraded the phone and got rid of the old one, though, and got a new S26. Right out of the box from the get-go, when they plugged it in, I guess, apparently they broke the charge port, though, and when they unplugged it. And it was tooth and nail to get them to replace it. They wanted me to send it to Samsung Repair. Nope. It was brand new, 5 days old. Long run short, though, AT&T said, gave me a statement in text and a recording to present it to the store saying they have to replace it. The manager refused twice. The police were called on me to try to get me removed. Well, it backfired. The cop gave him 2 tries, and he refused both. Then he said, "Turn around, hands behind your back, you're under arrest."
Wow.
And the charge is false and deceptive business practices under the Ohio Revised Code.
Wow. What city was this in, Mike?
It was in Sandusky.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Unbelievable.
And they closed the store down. They closed it down pending investigation.
Wow. How about that?
Anyway, so I didn't get to read everything, so that's the end of that. Let's go on here.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I'm going to go to a story, I guess a good positive story. The Association of American Railroads is reporting a significant rise in U.S. rail traffic for the week ending of May 23rd, led by intermodal gains, up 7.2% compared to last year. So a very, very good statistic there. It just seems like that, they're saying that there's more, more carload traffic, more intermodal traffic. I've noticed when I've been out rail fanning, it does seem like I've seen more trains. So I think that's a very good thing. I think the big thing to me is, as long as that the shippers can trust these railroads that they're going to move stuff in a somewhat timely fashion, that, the railroad's still a great way to ship things. But it's got to be done in a way where, hey, we're not having a train sit somewhere for 2 or 3 days because we don't have enough crews. So I think you got to make sure that, you're getting there, you're getting the stuff there on time. Obviously, your big shippers, your UPSs and Amazons are important, but hey, even the little guy that gets one boxcar a week is still important. So, I think this shows that there is still trust and belief and faith in the railroads. But hey, at the end of the day, Mike, this merger could mess it up forever. So let's hope that like I said, something like this, there's got to be enough opposition to this that can finally say, hey, we don't need any more mergers. A transcontinental railroad is not exactly a better thing for this country.
Absolutely. Didn't they try that once, though, and it failed?
They did, yeah. I want to say there was a talk before Conrail came around, and I think this might have helped save the Erie-Lackawanna. There was talk that the Erie-Lackawanna was going to merge with the Santa Fe, and there was a lot of, and that was kind of the Erie-Lackawanna's downfall. And then obviously the hurricane that hit in the early 70s that wiped out most of their railroad east of, say, Youngstown, Ohio, really did them in. And, there's no doubt that something like that could have really changed the rail industry. Obviously, Erie had a good route, for the double stacks if they had been around with, good clearances. But it's to pull that off is hard. I mean, because when you have a company that goes all across the country, I mean, you don't always have your stuff together because, hey, a lot of these people that work for your company don't know all the little nuances of your company. So at the end of the day, I think that, that's something they've got to really think about, because just because you work for Union Pacific in Pocatello, Idaho, doesn't mean you're going to be able to help contribute to Norfolk Southern on the Pocahontas district in Bluefield, West Virginia. So you got to make sure that, everything lines up. And obviously, to me, this seems more like a money and a political thing than something that really would work logistically for two Class 1 railroads to become one Class 1 railroad.
Wow. Well, we kind of do have a transcontinental. It'd be Amtrak, though, for passenger, though. But I don't know. They do get the goods from the West Coast over here. They just have to stop at different places and exchange cars and all that crap. Though transcontinental, run from one the East Coast over the other, though. I don't know. I'm kind of lost for words on that.
Yeah. Yep. No, I hear you. Yeah, and it's the other thing too is, I guess, Norfolk Southern, I guess back they have a new COO, and there's an article on Railway Age that talks about they filed a Form 8K with the SEC. They were, I guess, inside the legal language, was one of the more revealing sentences any railroad executive has read this year. He had John Orr was the executive VP and chief operating officer. He was hired in March 2024. He said he resigned with good reason effective May 31st. It sounds like it was on account proposed changes in the company's operation. They were diminishing his duties. They were reducing, I guess, his duties, as a COO. And, it just sounds like there's been a lot of changes. It sounds like he's worked for different companies. I guess this guy started back in 1998 as a craft dispatcher at Conrail. So this guy's worked his way up. I don't know. It just sounds like, more and more things like this happen. There's a revolving door with NS, and it really shows that, boy, oh boy, I don't know. I mean, none of this sounds good for NS, and obviously this guy moving on, and then just all this turnover just shows the uncertainty. And, anytime you're with a company in any business where there's a merger or a proposed merger, it's not only scary for the people working in the, out in the railroad, but the people working in these bigger offices. Hey, anything could change at a moment's notice, which is scary.
Wow, boo. Sounds scary to me. It really does. Hey, I'd like to take one moment here. I believe we got my friend Parker Daly. He's known as CSX Ohio Railfan Plus. So he's listening in tonight, though. Hey, Parker. Hey, I'm glad you put up with my crap that we had today out there. Thanks for putting up with me. Because I'll tell you what, I was ready for the loony bin. Everything was going wrong. Issues with the new phone a little bit because I keep getting a bunch of this pop-up crap, though. I finally got a lot of it worked out. Before I came on the net, it ain't coming up no more, so still got a bunch of house cleaning in the phone. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I can only imagine how that was. Yeah, I haven't been to Fostoria in a long time, but I would think the whole railfan community probably in the U.S. probably descended on that place today. So it probably today would have been a good if you want some peace and quiet, probably would have been a good day to go to Berea. But obviously the steam engine won't be going through Berea at all.
No,
because I think they're trying to keep it off of that main line there. Which says a lot. But yeah, I mean, I think the thing is too, another story that I was looking at, Mike, obviously talking about railroads that have merged, there's a couple stories out of the CPKC. One of them's kind of a positive thing. They're going to be serving a new Mississippi packaging plant. They broke ground, International Paper broke ground on this plant back on May 20th. And they're talking about trying to really integrate this with CP's, seamless transitional rail network. And, I think they want to say it's going to open up like later next year. And that's down in an area, Mike, where CP and CPKC has spent a lot of money on that Meridian Speedway to upgrade that line. At one time, when that was called the Mid-South, it was nothing more than like I don't want to say a rickety branch line, but it was more of a secondary route. And they've really tried to upgrade it to run intermodal trains, say from like Dallas to Atlanta, from the West Coast to Atlanta. And they're kind of running that in conjunction with CSX. They took some of that traffic away from Norfolk Southern. So down in that area, it's, that's an area that's kind of growing. I think that's an area where if manufacturing and things are going to stay in the U.S., taxes are probably a little bit cheaper down there. The weather's better. Those states in the South, maybe can, benefit from these railroads wanting to get some of that traffic that maybe was lost over the years, or maybe they really never pursued it. So this is something to keep an eye on, hopefully, for the future with more businesses down there.
Wow. Absolutely. Oh, man. Yeah, I can't think of any other news that I have on this end. Well, you gotta... I keep thinking, though, I've been having issues with my mother, though. She's been having problems, though, and I haven't been able to keep up on news, though, and you know what I'm saying, though, it's just round and round and round. She's getting dementia. Doesn't remember things that I tell her, though, and 5 minutes later it's the same question, but eventually it does sink in, though, and starts remembering a little bit, though. But that's why I haven't been getting back with you or replying much, because my weekday time is devoted over there. I have to.
I can imagine. Yeah, that's I've lived that years and years ago with some family members of mine. So I know what you're going through. It's that's a tough thing to deal with, especially when she lives close by and needs a lot of care going through that. So no, I understand you're busy right now. So it's but no, I appreciate you bringing me on here. And one of the other stories I was going to talk about here with CPKC and CN was they've signed an agreement with BHP Canada Inc. To support the movement of potash from the BHP's Jansen mine in Saskatchewan to Vancouver. So they can ship that from Vancouver to just about anywhere in the world. Under the agreement, both CN and CPKC will operate unit trains between Jansen, about 90 miles from Saskatoon, and the West Shore terminals in Vancouver, utilizing BHP-owned rail cars. The Jansen access spur will enable connectivity to the CN and CPKC main line. So good for our friends out there in Western Canada.
Yeah.
Get to obviously some more business, some more trains on their lines. This is a great thing, and obviously going to Vancouver, you can ship that pretty much anywhere in the world, whether it be the Pacific Rim, Australia, Hawaii, whether it be somewhere down maybe on near the Panama Canal or something like that. So there's a lot of opportunities for this, Mike, and potash is something that's always been a big commodity that the Canadian railroads have done very well with.
Yeah.
So I definitely think that this is a business that could be around for a long, long time, I'm hoping.
Well, hope it goes well and continues well. Absolutely. Okay. Move up. Sorry.
No doubt.
Go ahead.
No doubt about it. Yeah, absolutely, man. And that's in CN and CPKC operate in the Fraser River Canyon. They operate on the same line. They do that also in Ontario as well. So these railroads up there, even though they're competitors, they do work together somewhat. Where they operate on the same lines, and they funnel traffic in certain directions. On directional running there on some of their different routes. And they also had a big month in May. Both these railroads did record grain movement in May. CN broke records, moving over 2.96 MMT of grain and grain products. This was like almost last year they ran 2.54 MMT. I don't know how that's measured or anything like that. Oh, here it is, million metric tons. So they did really well. CP last year went up to 2.9 million metric tons. That's they broke their record from 2020 during COVID. So they've set some huge records, these railroads, shipping that stuff. Obviously, if you've ever been up in Canada, Western Canada, or watched any of the YouTube videos or any looked at any pictures, there's a lot of grain elevators up there in Canada that they ship by. So this is obviously a huge business where they can ship it in bulk. They do a great job with it, and very happy to see that these grain companies truly believe that the railroad is the way to ship things in Canada.
Wow. Oh, excellent. Okay, I guess we move along. We're about 20 minutes here. Actually, about 21. I kind of started the recording a little late. All right, well, let's move on, man.
Yeah, so how about we'll go to New England here for this next story. The Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority unanimously approved its proposed capital investment plan for fiscal years 2027 to 2031 on May 28th. The 5-year plan outlines spending of $10.3 billion across 660 capital projects. Focus will be regular maintenance, modernization projects, and improved service. So I guess they're going to upgrade the signals, the power infrastructure, passenger stations, track improvements, program diversions, and track renewals. They're going to replace the older locomotives with battery electric and low emission diesel locomotives, and replace some of the modernization of the old passenger cars that they have. So obviously, Mike, the one thing that this railroad has done, this transportation authority has done, is they've bought a lot of the tracks from CSX and the Pan Am and the freight railroads around there. So they're rolling in some money right now, and they know that hey, this is a good opportunity for them to really cash in on that. obviously in Boston and that area, traffic driving around there is a nightmare at times. So a lot of these people get on the train, and there's not a lot of freight railroading in Boston. So the passenger trains have the first option, to run, pretty much at their leisure. So they, they own the tracks all the way out to Worcester, up to Ayer, then along the northeast corridor with Amtrak, they share that. So it's really a hub there for the passenger rail, whether it be the Amtrak or the MBTA. And I think, Mike, they know that they're like, hey, we got a gold mine here. We got a lot of people that go into Boston for work.
Yeah.
A lot of people that go to Red Sox games and Celtics games and all those games, the Bruins games, even the Patriots games out in Foxborough. I think you can take the MBTA to. So there's no doubt that this is something that they've got a big time opportunity to really cash in on here. So I think this is a great thing, and it's interesting how these big cities really do well with these commuter operations, because a lot of people like taking the train versus driving into these cities where it's very hard to find a spot to park.
Yeah, I'd say. If you can get to somewhere, though, without a headaches of driving, hey, the train's the way to go, I'd say. Hey, when we used to have the concerts downtown Cleveland, you ever try to drive to a concert downtown Cleveland at the Lakefront Stadium? It's a nightmare.
Yeah, I bet.
Sure, it's nice to drive over by the Cleveland Hopkins Airport at the Brook Park station there and just take a nice ride in there. Sometimes it's not overly crowded, sometimes it's crowded. But that's part of the fun of it. It's better than driving and trying to find a place and park $20, $30 just to park. That might be a little over-exaggerated back in the day, but nowadays, that's about what it is. And for what, $7, $8 you get a ticket, though, back and forth, though, for one day, a lot cheaper than parking.
No doubt.
Absolutely. So I take the train. I take the train down all the time down there. The last one was Pink Floyd when they had the Momentary Lapse of Reason album, or something like that. If you remember that album.
I've heard of it. Yeah, it was probably a little before my time, but yeah, I've definitely heard of it for sure. Yeah, but no, I agree with you. Yeah, I mean that's the thing, and two, plus where we are, in the so-called Rust Belt. I mean, in the areas we live in, when we think of trains, we think of freight. I mean, that's what we think of. And most of these trains, what a lot of people don't understand, the common man doesn't understand, is a lot of these trains that we see, they're not stopping in Cleveland or Buffalo or, some smaller town. These trains are pretty much going across the country. They're definitely going to Chicago or, St. Louis or somewhere down south. These trains are making quite a trek, and they're carrying stuff that is probably coming from overseas or coming from, the West Coast or somewhere far away to go to a bigger city on the East Coast. So it is, that's the uniqueness about railroading now, is it really is all about, more about these long haul runs, and you don't see local, obviously commuter trains. Local freights are a lot fewer than what they used to be. The ones that still run are a lot shorter and a lot fewer than they are, and that's just part of this economy we live in, I guess.
Yeah, really, for real. Oh my goodness! Oh, lots of stuff you're giving me to intake here. Very good stuff, Dave.
You got it, man. Yeah, no, there's an interesting time. I mean, I guess the Illinois Commerce Commission is talking about upgrading some new grade crossings, like on the Illinois Central.
I seen that
subsidiary of CN, and also Ohio, the Public Utilities Commission of Ohio, is doing the same thing for CSX, and the Indiana-Ohio Railroad, which is a Genesee and Wyoming railroad as well. They're talking about doing this in Hancock County and Trumbull County, which is out by Youngstown.
Yeah.
And I guess they're talking about doing this more Indiana, Ohio. I think that's more down towards Cincinnati, I think, where they're going to be upgrading a lot of these grade crossings. And, hey, I think nowadays if you're going to have crossings and stuff like that, with these trains, as long as they are, I think you got to make sure that you've got the right, the right safety measures, and you got everything. It looks modern, because there's way too many things that can happen when you set. Obviously, a lot of people now we're seeing are running the gates. The people just aren't using their heads. These trains, if they're going by, 1.5 2-mile long trains, they can't stop on a dime. I mean, so you got to make sure that you've got all the bells and whistles, literally and figuratively, to run a good operation there out on the railroad. So, yeah, I think investing in this is really smart by these states.
Wow, absolutely. Hope you guys didn't hear me moving the microphone. I'm getting a terrible wave pattern, though. I think my 120 cycle hum is back again, big time. So, hope it ain't too bad, though. I hope everybody can hear me okay. It looked like it flattened out, though, man. For one moment, it was like, wow. I'm looking at the scope up here, and I see every wave pattern. Your wave pattern sounds real good on the phone, by the way.
Good, yeah, good. I'm actually out at Macedonia right now doing a little rail fan. Got a
good connection.
Good. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's a good spot here. Yeah, it's always good for scanner reception too here at Macedonia, so you can hear a lot. A couple times I've heard the dispatcher out towards Toledo out here on the NS, so it comes in very good.
Speaking of scanner, though, yes, I actually could hear. We had I don't know if he was a conductor on the big boy or what, though, but I was hearing her just shortly after Fort Wayne today over the air. So the propagation was pretty good, though, and could hear the Fort Wayne dispatcher real good, too. So they were talking to the big boy, though, then it got closer and closer, and then I started hearing the woman talking back, though, and started coming in pretty good.
Unbelievable.
And some of those guys walked up and says, "What the heck do you got for a receiver? How come we can't hear all that?" I says, "Well, that's the benefits of being a FCC engineer." That's the benefits of it. Anyway, now I got my antennas tuned really tight, so it works pretty good. All right,
no doubt.
Move on.
No doubt, yeah. When you have a good antenna, I mean, it makes a big difference.
Well, tuning is everything.
Yep. No, you got that right for sure. Let's see here. The next story was about the STB was looking about a proposed railroad in Nevada for a gold mine. I guess back on May 22nd, they outlined proceedings for consideration of a proposed rail line in Eureka and Lander counties, Nevada. The STB waived certain environmental requirements to streamline the permitting process. Nevada Gold Rail LLC, an affiliate of Nevada Gold Mines, seeks to construct 55 miles of rail line to connect mining facilities to an existing Union Pacific main line. It would allow the NGM to ship gold ore by rail instead of truck. So
you said gold?
Yeah, gold. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, wow, bullion train. Okay.
Yeah. So this will be interesting where this happens. I don't know a ton about this, like where this exactly is. But I think those two UP main lines that go into Nevada, the one in northern Nevada and the one near Vegas, those are not as busy as they used to be. I know that. Especially the one through Vegas. I know that at one time before that Golden State route opened up, or they really dumped a lot of money into that to connect into the Sunset route and go into California that way, the UP ran a lot more trains through Vegas. and it just seemed like they've the traffic has died off there. And, you know, if they can get more trains on both of those lines, it would be good, because I know it's not what it used to be, and Nevada's not exactly a railroading hotbed. So if you find a business like this, it literally is. It could be a gold mine. I mean, this could be this could be something that probably. You know, it's interesting, Mike. You brought up the term union pathetic earlier in the segment.
That's what it is.
This is probably one of the few positive things that they've done. And, I mean, maybe, I don't know. I mean, this is just luck of the draw that they maybe get involved with something like this. But it better work, because this could be a real, you know, shot in the arm for them in Nevada, where a lot of people have probably been laid off or lost their jobs, or maybe been furloughed and maybe had to move to other states, or maybe get out of the railroad industry altogether. So let's hope this works, because Nevada is a state that's based a lot around tourism, as we know.
Yeah,
and if you could really build up jobs with this, it would be great.
Well, I would hope so. It's going to be 50-50 proposition regardless, so it's either going to make it or break it.
Yep.
Or something along them lines, you know.
Yep, absolutely. No, you're 100% right. Yeah, there's no ifs, ands, or buts with this. It's either not going to work or it's going to work. There's no in between. So, yeah, I'm fascinated to see what happens for sure, man, with this. And I guess there was another story that came out. The STB issued a final environmental analysis for a proposed Texas short line. This is down another line that's going to connect into the UP, into their main line, and serve a new industrial park near Laredo, Texas.
Okay.
It is right near the U.S.-Mexico border. It would feature warehousing and transloading services for commodities shipped by truck. And if the line is approved by rail, and I guess they've got to go through the environmental analysis to see if this will work. You know, and that's the thing, a lot of these people don't realize that, you know, these lines some of these lines, Mike, that don't survive, you know, a lot of it's because of where they run, and they run through areas where, you know, they're in, you know, areas where it's swamps or marshes, or, you know, it's tough, you know, there could be problems when you run trains these directions. So you got to make sure that all your engineering and all this stuff is buttoned up and it works. I mean, that's probably part of the reason, like, Conrail got rid of some of these lines, the Lehigh Valley lines, the Erie-Lackawanna by Geauga Lake, all these lines, because they look at it and you say, okay, what is your best right-of-way? And, like, the New York Central lines were really good they had 4 tracks at one time, so the right-of-way was really efficient. And, you know, and how you connect it to a story like this, you know, if you got to move, you know, hellfire and brimstone to make a route 2 miles, you know, to work in an area like Laredo, Texas, that might not be worth it. So you have to really make sure all your ducks are in a row. And obviously, with the way the railroad operates now, they don't go around spending money like they used to. So it's going to be fascinating to see how this works and how it goes down. So it's definitely an interesting story. You know, with them, and I hope that this does work, because, you know, that area, Laredo and the Mexico traffic can definitely grow if it is put to good use, and, you know, they really connect this and make the logistics of it all work.
Well, I hope it does work. We need something to work. So far, not too many things has been working too good. Whether it's railroading or the politics, government, you know, at least we need something to work, you know.
Yep. But yeah, at least right now I just got a train with a couple CN units heading east towards Pittsburgh on the NS here. It looks like a oil train or an ethanol train, but
you got a place card number?
Here.
You got a number on it?
I'm a little far away to get that. It's so dark, but
okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I think the engine. there's an NS unit up front, and then there are a couple CN units behind it. So one of them looked like 8023. I'll maybe have to contact that guy, Andrew Stevenson, see if he can get me a symbol on this guy, because usually they cut off the Canadian power, the foreign power in Conway, and then they turn it to go back to Chicago. So
Sure.
I don't know if this guy will make it all the way across Pennsylvania, but interesting sighting nonetheless.
They don't like to see what is it, Canadian Pacific? They don't really like them over there, huh?
Well, they turn east of when they go east of Cleveland, they have those cap signals, so they have to use NS power to lead, and then the problem is the those units east of Conway. Number one, those trains don't always run right through Conway because sometimes those oil and ethanol facilities aren't ready for the train at the moment, and the other thing too is that power. If they don't have it for a long-term lease where they don't have much horsepower to pay back, they just run it right back to Chicago. So, and that's why you see a lot of them on those fracking trains that come out of Wisconsin and go down to the Marcellus Shale there in the bottom of Pennsylvania and over by like Wheeling, West Virginia. So, the foreign power is interesting, but that's the one thing too these railroads have really done is if they got horsepower hour to pay back, man, they're not afraid to use and abuse that foreign power because it's not theirs.
Okay, real good. Hey, we're about 39 minutes in here, so you got much else to go, or are we pretty covered? Or you can go.
I think we covered a lot. Yeah, I think we got a lot covered. I guess the only other thing was this past was a Tuesday was the 27th anniversary of the Conrail breakup. The irony of that was the last train I saw that night was a train that had NS and CSX power. Not something you see every day, so maybe someone with the railroad organized that for that day. I was on an oil train going east towards Pittsburgh, but I guess the interesting thing will be next year. Will NS be celebrating that birthday as a sole railroad, or will they be in the process of being bought out by the game show host Jim Venna and Union Pathetic? So we will find out.
Oh, man, it got me going on that one. Oh, wow. Okay. Anything else before we... man, I'm getting lost for words there. Anything else before I go ahead and get ready to go for the next round?
No, I think we're good. I think we covered a lot of topics, and I think, like I said, I think let's just hope that this is not a slam dunk like everybody says with the merger. And the other thing too is if anybody is out there and they go see the big boy, just be safe to see this thing. At the end of the day, it's cool, but it is a train. At the end of the day, it's a steam engine,
Absolutely.
and they have a railroad to run. Especially if you're at a place like a Fostoria or like on Monday, if you're at a place like Menor or Perry or any of these spots where you're up against the CSX, they have a railroad to run. Be safe, stay off railroad property, enjoy it. And, it's a cool moment to see a steam engine, but there's no sense in going crazy about this because, you can still see it on YouTube and there's plenty of pictures of it as well. If you do want to see it. So everybody be safe on Monday or whenever you go see this thing.
Absolutely.
It's cool, but don't ruin it.
Well, that's all they say. You see tracks, think train. Your life can depend on it. Gail says she likes the good one about the Union Pathetic. I'm glad you enjoyed that, Gail. She's in the chat room, though, and one of our participants here on the Great Liberty. So I'm glad you liked it, Gail. Union Pathetic. Hope it ain't going to be pathetic anymore. Maybe though, maybe Norfolk will teach him to be good. I don't know. Let's find out.
Yep,
We'll find out.
Yeah, that's all we can do is we will find out. So
deal the
let's
cards
hope,
out. Who gets the best hand here or something?
Yep. So
okay, well, Dave, I appreciate you coming out here tonight, and I don't know how we're gonna fix this up because next month happens to be July 4th.
oh wow.
Yeah. So I don't know how you feel about July 4th. I'll be here on probably the 4th more likely, though we always are regardless, so it's always Sunday or Saturday night. So how do you feel about it?
Yeah, we can do it July 4th. That's
You
fine.
wanna do
Yeah,
it July 4th? Okay.
Yeah, we can do it then. Yeah, that's good. Yep, that'll be good. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't think I have anything going on where I couldn't do it that night. So yeah, it'll be fun to do it, and maybe I'll do it here at Macedonia again, and we'll have some fireworks in the background, and maybe have a few trains as well, like we had tonight. So
very good.
Three eastbounds and a westbound, and some foreign powers. So it was a successful night.
Okay, very good, Dave. Well, we'll go for July 4th. Unless something comes up, though, give me a notation, though. We can always reschedule. We have no problem.
Sounds good, Mike. Yep, talk to you soon, and good luck on Monday seeing the big boy. And if you come east to Cleveland, let me know, because I'm thinking of, like I said, trying to catch it somewhere where I can watch a little bit of CSX action that day as well, where the two lines run right next to each other.
Okay, I may end up over by Cuyahoga Valley because the Nickel Plate Road is running steam in the valley, though. I think next weekend or the weekend after, I don't remember. Parker told me, though, I'm doggone this stupid Bidenitis. Jeez, I can't remember. About 10 minutes after I get off here, I'll remember.
I have heard about them running. Yep, I have heard about them running. So that'll be pretty cool to see.
All right. Okay, Dave, thank you very much for being with us. So it's a pleasure.
Sounds good, Mike. You have a good night, man.
Okay, take care. Okay, that was David Coleman from somewhere in Stow, Ohio. He's directly about east of me here. So, okay, give me one.